So, this kind of absurd, but intrusive story covers around 5 months of actions. First of all, I know this girl from our school. We shared some glances, but we didn't initiate anything, mainly because I was talking to someone already, and I like to stay loyal even in the talking stage. First, she asked for my Insta and Facebook through a common friend of ours. After we stopped talking with this other girl, I decided to give it a shot. After 2 months of following me on Insta, she asked this friend to my Snap. This made me clear that she had interest. I texted her, and we quickly became close to each other since we shared a hell of a lot of common interests. She claimed that she had anxiety and is really shy and introverted, which was honestly fine, because I could keep my 3-month rule, and she could open up and get comfortable with me with time. We talked whenever we had free time, mainly by sending snap pics and writing our convos on it, which kept it more interesting over time without having to meet in person. She seemed just perfect and everything that I was looking for. Some things were off almost by the start, though, which I completely ignored like a real idiot. She did not want to meet in the first month, and she blamed it on her anxiety. I had anxiety too, and since I overcame it, I decided that I'll be patient with her. It eventually developed into an I can fix her attitude, which we all know how usually ends lol. She also posted some nasty gory shit on Tumblr and texts about self-sabotaging and things like this. I taught her mental health is bad because of watching these things all day and spending way too much time on social media. Eventually, after 1.5 months, she overcame her anxiousness around me and we met up pretty often in the school. I was pretty into her already, but after 1.5 months of talking, we could not have any other topic other than sexual stuff. She was no way vanilla, I'm not either, so we had quite a lot of spicy things to discuss, which we did, in very disturbing details. We also sent explicit TikToks and Insta pics to each other, and a lot of sexy pics too, but no nudity. She was only interested in this topic, and if I tried to talk with her about something else, she shook it off and vanished for that day. Almost 2 months in, she sent a tig pic and said that she craved sex. But this time, I actually wanted to settle with someone, not just to have fun. And I'm a high-value man, so I decided to keep the 3 months rule and told her that 1 more month, babe, and I'll rip you apart, respectfully. But we have to be patient and have to be officially together. Now, after this, she gave mixed signals. Out of she stated multiple times that she is only interested long-term. Then, she began reposting things like I'm not made for relationships and he thinks I'm obsessed with him, but I have 6 guys. She blamed these on her BPD and said that she just found these TikToks interesting. Now, she is the typical obsessive girl with daddy issues and, as I mentioned, BPD. Sadly, I have something for these Delulu women, so detaching was hard. But I'm not someone who will tolerate disrespect, so we argued a lot. At this point, we were not in a relationship officially, but kinda acted like we are. But she needed more time for one, which was pretty funny because for a nice and profound sex she was readier than ever. Also, there were rumors about her in her class having other dudes, which she claimed were false because she was almost virgin. What the hell does that even mean? I was so ready to leave at this point. He also had a guy friend who I once saw trying to hold her hand, and she was just there, enjoying the show. I told her that she can decide, him or me. She eventually blocked this friend, but I think for a different reason, which I could not figure out. The breaking point was a day, 3 months in dating, when a friend of mine sent me a screenshot of her sitting in another dude's car, holding her hand, and with a quote like forever together or some shit. It was only her lower body that was visible, but we recognized her instantly. I didn't want to believe my eyes. Out of I was already suspicious. I was not sad at all. I only felt terrible disgust and rage. But I was the one ignoring the red flags. And if you decide to sail the 7 seas with a ship decorated entirely by red flags, don't be surprised if you wreck with it lol. I confronted her about it. She did not reply, so I was 100% sure it was her indeed. Turns out, after we were 1 month into the talking stage, she got with this dude, which she was seeing while being too anxious to meet with me. But wait, it gets better. I found out from another friend of mine that she has a boyfriend of almost a year, who she was seeing too. We were like an idiotic version of the 3 effing musketeers. And remember the guy friend I mentioned earlier? It turns out that she sex chatted with her too. All those times when she was learning for college and working out. She was actually spending time entertaining 3 other dudes, and these are the ones I know about. God knows how many of us were there. I took some 40 screenshots, blocked her, and sent it to both of her boyfriends. As far as I know, the one-year guy broke up with her, but the other one forgave her this little incident. Good for him, but once a cheater, always a cheater. Good luck on their relationship. Now, first I didn't want to share this story, but it was a really valuable lesson. First, forced exclusivity is not loyalty. Most people are loyal to their options, not people. If you want something serious, look for someone who loves you, not someone who loves how you make them feel. If someone is truly in love, she will talk about you when they are asked about love, and not only about themselves. Second of all, if someone can't love themselves, they can't fully commit and love you. They will most likely only stay till the spark is present. And what comes too easily will be lost easily eventually. So, this is how the 3-month rule saved me from a heartbreak. But most importantly, not every woman is like this. Don't lose yourself after a heartbreak, neither your hope. There are still genuine people out there looking for something that is real. Just invest time into looking for them. All of the things above are meant without judgment. Peace, X.
My ex-boyfriend from 11 years ago reached out to me 6 months ago and we immediately felt a spark again. The thing is, he has been married for 9 years. We started talking as friends, but soon he started getting extremely emotional with me. He told me his wife has been cheating on him continuously for 9 years and he wants to get out of the relationship. Just a day after talking to me, he told her about his feelings for me. A week after that, he told his family he loves me and wants to leave her for what she has done to him. They started living in separate rooms and eventually in separate houses. All this while, he told me she knows everything. I confirmed this by speaking to her. He said she's refusing to leave him because of being dependent on him financially. He cried to me all the time saying he needs my support to get out of an emotionally abusive and manipulative relationship. All this while I thought we are not cheating because everyone is aware of the situation, and no one is lying to anyone. But as months progressed, I saw he wasn't making any real progress in actually divorcing her. He kept meeting her, being friendly with her, even lied to me to meet her. Whenever I would confront him, he'd say she is manipulating him and he needs my help. He told me I couldn't leave him now because I caused all of this havoc in his life. He also made me feel guilty for ending things in the past. He constantly questioned my loyalty and accused me of sleeping with others while with him. Constantly asked for proofs and confirmations, even making me call my exes to prove myself. I was so busy defending myself that I didn't see things clearly. And then just a couple of weeks earlier, I caught him lying to me about visiting her house in the middle of the night and drinking with her. This was a wake-up call. I started to see that he may never have been serious about divorcing her, despite his actions which he said showed me he was honest and trustworthy. I decided to pester him non-stop asking what his plan is. I've always told him I'll be out of his life if there is any chance of his marriage working, but he said there's no possibility. But I started seeing through that slowly. And as things got uncomfortable for him, bam, he told me he was never sure about me, said he wants to break up and went ahead and slept with her immediately. He told me he did that. I couldn't believe this happened. And to prove it to me, he sent me pictures of his trash can with used condoms in it. He went on to blame me in front of his wife for preying on him when he was vulnerable. He called me a bitch and a homewrecker when I called him out on his actions. I am devastated and I know I'm responsible for being in this mess. I just want this to be a warning to anyone that believes a married person and thinks there is any chance that they might be an exception to the norm.